Hey y'all, hey, how you doing? So I wanted to come in today and give you my intuitive take on 2025. I channeled these messages back in December and I was not excited to pass them on to you. There's so much heavy energy here, so much so much energy that makes me uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. And I've been like struggling with whether to share this with you or not. But today I'm gonna just give it a go, right? So I wrote my messages down in my book, honey. And what I got was that 2025 is the year of crumbling, right? Things are going to topple down, fall apart because they need to. Because it's time for a rebirth, things are being shed because there's order that needs to be restored, okay? So 2025 is the year of crumbling. Now, what I was getting also is that the messages I'm sharing with you today are not just for 2025. This actually goes out 3 years, starting in December. So starting from December, through the next 3 years, we're going to see some significant shakeups. One of the visions I had was of myself holding my head and just crying in distress. So this was something I was seeing collectively, something I was watching transpire that was so upsetting to me. I did see something about war, and my spiritual teacher, Jahi Sami, who's now in the ancestral world, Iba Jahi, he would always tell me that war was coming to the US and we just, didn't know when. And I'm feeling like in this next 3-year period, that's when we're going to see it. So this is not something where we're watching war at a distance. This is something that can actually impact our land, okay? Another thing I got was about a mass extinction event. We do have the potential to avoid this mass extinction event if we actually work together. So that came up very strongly. The divine is saying if we work together as a people, that's what I got clear audiently. As a people, if we come together and we work together, there are some shifts and changes and just issues that we can help avoid. We won't avoid everything. We'll still go through a tough time, but it works better when we work together, okay? So I do see that we will have particularly in this country, an awakening where people are coming together and working together, okay? And I love that more people are going to gain clarity around their life's purpose. So you'll start to see people who were doing certain jobs and doing certain work kind of pivot because they're being drawn to something else. Like they finally feel it in their souls. It's like something clicks and they're like, oh shit, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So you'll notice people kind of pivoting and shifting, okay? Remember, if you want personal readings, any of my products and services, daydreamalston.com. So one of the messages that I got was that it's time to slay the beast. And again, they said, as a people, it's time to slay the beast here in the United States. You have two choices. You can divest or you can fight. I did get the energy of mass exodus, of people moving away, people who are from other countries going back home, people who were born and bred here and have many generations here. There's something about finding your place in a foreign land. So there will be people divesting, but then the divine said there are people who will take up arms, who will stand and fight. Remember, I don't know that this is in 2025. I see a 3-year period. I also got the message the other day that basically it was like, I feel like the divine was preparing me for the fact that in my lifetime, there's going to be a significant series of events that is very difficult to see, experience, to, be a part of, but it brings a significant shakeup that's needed here on the planet, okay? And they really did help me to feel the severity of it. It was just kind of like, hey, this is going to happen in your lifetime, and it's not going to be fun, and it's not going to be pretty, but it needs to happen, and you're here for it, like you're here to participate. So they was like, get ready, girl. And I was like, oh, come on. Gotta be here for this, but it's time to slay the beast. Collaboration, overcoming differences and working together. People who are racist and classist and ageist and all these different ists are, or these different isms, they're finally going to see that, common people are not your enemy. There's a bigger enemy. And eventually in this next 3 years, people begin to see that and work together. The divine is saying we need to heal illusions and do not be seduced. There's a spiritual hypnosis associated with the White House, allegedly. Like, that's what I get. There's a spiritual hypnosis there, and that needs to break, okay? The divine wants us to avoid fear-based rhetoric, right? Like, stop watching things and ingesting things that just kind of are divisive and bring up a lot of fear in you. They want you to actually focus more on your own life and your community. Like, there's something about being focused more on the hyper local and really working together in your communities to bring change. Again, wealth and well-being will be found in a foreign land, right? Like I said, I'm seeing an exodus, people finding places that are a better fit for them. The divine really wants us to be self-autonomous. There's something about self-autonomy and self-authority that is very good. Like, it's being held up by the divine. Doing things on our own, being strong, self-assured, self-directed, okay? And they're saying this because we'll be receiving clear, intuitive prompts and messages about which way to go. And if we're not sure of ourselves, right, and we don't have that strong sense of self-autonomy, we won't follow those and we'll get trapped in certain systems. It's time to stand out from the crowd and be a leader. People will be going out on journeys of self-discovery, receiving signs and following them. And I think that's because we're in a number 9 year collectively. People will be doing a lot of self-reflection, growth, and be going on journeys. So when I did these messages back in December, because remember I told you I wasn't sure if I wanted to share them, but I just started writing everything down. I was seeing that there would be a lot of just internal fight, being at odds, the government being at odds, institutions being at odds, that there would be instability and a frenzy. And I think we've seen that since the beginning of the year. Oh, and I also put that there would be threats from the skies or attack from the skies. So I did hear that, can't remember which plane crash I was paying attention to, right? I was watching the news about one of the recent plane crashes. I don't know if it was the one in Philly or whatever. And I heard the word anarchy. Some of this stuff is retaliation. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Watch for threats from the skies, attacks from the skies. Really pray over your property, y'all. Do spiritual protection, pay attention to your intuition, things like that. I do see battles, fights, and taking up arms, harsh policies, ugly policies, policies that impact people's livelihoods, and this is something we're seeing, right? Misuse and abuse of power, fight discord, I already said that. We're going to need courage. We are absolutely going to need courage to face what is coming our way, okay? So that's some of the stuff I have here. Of course, I'll be doing more readings over the course of the year. So whatever else comes up, I'll share. Oh, last thing is the divine really wants us to focus on collaboration, working together, giving to one another, okay? And watch what you accept from those in power, because again, there's some energy of spiritual hypnosis where people are really falling into these situations where they see these people in power as, you know, all knowing. Like, oh, they know what's good. You know, they know what's good. They know what's best. And the divine is saying, be careful, because there's a lot of misuse and abuse of power. So you may be following a false prophet. Okay. Yes. Now, for the Ifa Orisha people who follow me, who support me, honey, I got something new coming out. It's called the Odu Ifa Wisdom Oracle Deck. It has 49 cards with some, you know, tidbits of wisdom from the Odu Ifa that I'm so excited to share with you. It was so much fun making this deck, right? And going back through all of the Odu messages I collected over the years and then putting them together in this deck, okay? You can learn more about it. My website, daydreamaustin.com/store. And honey, may the divine look at us with compassion. May all of the benevolent, compassionate beings in the unseen look at us and take mercy on us and really support us in getting through this time. And I know they will. You hang in there, okay? Talk to you next time. Peace.